Hello there, folks. I'm Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting, and today you're joining me for a quick walk down the absolutely beautiful Shropshire Union Canal. You might see on this picture as it's passing through Chester. I have artificially drawn a line on, if you can tell. But basically, I just wanted to show you this particular area of interest around the basin. So here we are looking at the Northgate locks, which is a staircase, a small staircase set where it just opens from one lock into the other. But the locks themselves, as you can see, are absolutely enormous, as these can take a wide beam boat. So they're much bigger and much wider than any locks that I ever took my little boat through. And the thing that I really wanted to show you about this area, and what I've always loved since I was a kid, is the fact that the bottom lock drops the canal out directly underneath this railway bridge. And there's just something that, to me, it's like two sort of historical, idyllic, sort of romantic things from the past. The idea of an old steam train going across as there's a boating family taking their boat chugging through underneath on the locks. I don't know, I've always loved that image, and it's always fascinated me, just this particular area where you've got a classic canal feature of a lock opening directly under this big old railway bridge. So yeah, it's just a nice overly romanticised version of the past that I like to indulge in sometimes. So if we actually move on from this bridge, you'll see we've got a road bridge here immediately in this sort of turning area, corner of the canal, which then takes us through to this basin area, which is, as you can imagine, in the modern world, so there's all sorts of development going on, and it's actually just a residential area in terms of the houses you're seeing to the left of the screen. It's just a normal urban area, this. So it's quite an interesting thing, really, because a lot of people who've seen my boating videos will be used to seeing the canal as just a totally rural thing cutting through the countryside, whereas this is just, oh, this is our house and our front door opens up to the canal. Now, here we have got, I believe these are called the D locks, but you'll notice how this section of canal is dropped down a lot compared to the main section that we just followed around. And this is just a small area, there's some moorings here, but this will take you onto the River Dee, which is not far away, just round the corner from this particular location. And the River Dee is also the river that passes beneath the Pont Cysylltu aqueduct in Wales, which you may have seen me pass over on my boat in my previous videos. So you've got the canal and the river meeting up again here at this particular point, just as the one crosses the other way off in Wales. So here, I love this bridge as well. Absolutely love these sort of old black and white painted features of the canals. But what you'll see in a second is the way that this bridge curves around to the right hand side. And it's again one of those things that it's just like you'll find some of them, some of the brick bridges on the canal will have these sweeping spiral sort of slopes on the one side, or sometimes both sides in this sort of manner. And I just think again, it's that almost got a bit of a Disney castle sort of feel to it, if that makes any sense. Just again, beautiful sort of old buildings from the past that make these places and features quite special. Here we have got a swing bridge as well, which you might notice is we've got that metal track that and the handle there that you can use to, well, swing the bridge across, so that you can let boats in and out of the small basin area just to the far side there. So yeah, I just really wanted to share this bit of canal with you because it's somewhere that I've got memories of going back probably to when I was about maybe just before my teen sort of years, and there's parts that looked a lot different to how they do now. Um, and it's one of those things that Chester's not somewhere that I've been to a lot over my life, but in the last couple of years it's played a far more prominent role. This, I believe, is a little dry dock that can be emptied out, just a little bit of detail there. So coming back here in the last few years, after having my experience of boat life and being able to appreciate and enjoy these sort of features far more than I did, and actually understand what everything is far more than I used to do in the past, I really do love coming and having a walk down the canal around Chester. It is, well, again, it's a beautiful city anyway, but having this bundled in with it as well just, again, makes it a great place to visit. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I will wrap things up and say check the links in the description if you want to find my short Kindle books about my life on a boat and all sorts of other scenic stuff I do all over the internet. Until next time, keep it interesting, keep it boat worthy, and of course, my friends, farewell.